Buddhism got divided into two. A split occurred where Buddhism got divided into two as Mahayana Buddhism and Hinayana Buddhism. It got divided into two as Mahayana and Hinayana Buddhism. Mahayanists believed Buddha as God. Hinayanists believed Buddha as a leader. Kanishka and Vasumitra took Mahayana Buddhism. So who was taking Hinayana Buddhism? Ashwaghosa took Hinayana Buddhism. This Hinayana Buddhism is also called as Theravada. Theravada Buddhism, that is the old school. So once for all, Ashwaghosa, he left India and reached Ceylon. So he started practicing Hinayana Buddhism where? At Sri Lanka. So Buddhism got divided into two as Mahayana and Hinayana. Mahayana Buddhists were believing Buddha as God. Hinayana Buddhists were believing that Buddha was just a leader. So these two clearly confirms that, how, on what stake, on what is your take on Buddha? So can we say that Ashwaghosa was a Thera? What is Thera? Old Vinaya? So they are coming. Ashwaghosa was a Thera. He was following the old Vinaya only. Now that group of people are coming to this fourth council and a split occurred. So from now on, see, all the countries in the world who are practicing Buddhism today, they are Mahayana Buddhist only. India is a Mahayana country. China, Japan, Thailand, all are Mahayana country. The only country in the world today which they practice Hinayana is Sri Lanka. For them, Buddha is not God. Buddha is a leader. If I tell you Abdul Kalam, is he God or a leader? Karl Marx, God or leader? It's like that. So from now on, so when did Buddhism become a religion? 72 AD. So who made Buddha as God? Kanishka. And Jains and Buddhists, they were having the tit for tat mentality. Buddhist and Jains, they were having the tit for tat mentality. Whatever Buddhists used to do, Jains used to see that. Whatever Jains used to do, Buddhists used to see that. The moment they made Buddha as God, the same year, Jains also declared whom as God? Mahavir as God. So write it. In 72 AD, Jainism too became a religion. In the same year, 72 AD, Jainism too became a religion. Yeah? No, okay, Kanishka only. When they all met Kanishka, he said, okay, fine, two gods. Cool. Are you getting it? So can we say during Kushans, two new religion was born? Only now it's a religion. Still then it was a doctrine. It was a doctrine only. Say in my optional, there's one question for 10 mark. I'm telling you that question so that to make you understand. In my optional, that's a standard question. Ashoka was a Hinayanist and Kanishka was a Mahayanist. Justify. 10 mark. So was Ashoka Hinayanist? Yes. The question said justify. Because when Ashoka convened the third Buddhist council, was Buddha God? No, Buddha was a leader. But when Kanishka convened the council, Buddha became God. Are you getting? So Ashoka was, the term Hinayana and Mahayana doesn't come. But the idea of Hinayanism was there with Ashoka. Because Ashoka did not see Buddha as what? God. Buddha was just a leader. Keep that in mind. So this is what happened. Now make a small side heading, Mahayana Buddhism. So we'll see what is Mahayana Buddhism. Number one, they believe Buddha as God. So all the Mahayanists believe Buddha as God. Number one. Number two, they believed in the rebirth of Buddha. They believed in the rebirth of Buddha and introduced the avatar theory. They introduced the avatar theory. So what is avatar theory? It's also called incarnation. So they introduced the avatar theory, that is incarnation theory. So how many avatars there were there for Buddha? There were 24 avatars in total. According to Buddhist, 23 avatars are over. And the 24th avatar is yet to come. So according to the Buddhists, 23 avatars are over. The 24th avatar is yet to come. And the 24th avatar is called Maitreyi. So Maitreyi is also called as future Buddha. So according to Mahayana Buddhism, they believed in the rebirth of Buddha. So how could Buddha be born again? He's attained moksha. How could he be born again? But gods can be born again. Na? Gods can come. Gods can do anything. That was a belief. Don't you think it's contradicting the nirvana faith? It's exactly contradicting. How could Buddha be born? Because he's attained moksha. But Buddha is God. He'll be born again. Hinayana was hitting them in their head. How could this happen? Come on, Buddha is attained. So how many avatars were there in Buddha? 24. See, in Vishnu, Vaishnavism, there are 10 avatars for Vishnu. And the 10th avatar is called Kalki avatar. We'll do that later. Kalki avatar is yet to come. 9 avatars are over, according to Hindu faith. Likewise, the 24 avatars they've given. You need not learn the names and all. I'm just giving you the last avatar. The last avatar is called Maitreyi. He is yet to come. And Buddhists believe that he would come at the end of Kali Yuga. They believe that. So even Kalki would come at the end of Kali Yuga. So it's a belief system. So today it's a religion, so we have to respect it and we have to keep it there. That's it. So 23 avatars are over. This is why we call Maitreya as what? Buddha. The future Buddha. It is their belief. So they kept on doing that. What is incarnation or avatar? Whenever a social evil takes a toll in the society, God will take a human form or an animal form to create law and order. So he'll start, reimposing the old law and order situation there. So that is why, they started making this avatar. Even avatars of Vishnu, whenever there was a big turmoil in the society, getting God would be born. That was a belief system. Again, I told you, beliefs are to be felt. So this is about rebirth. Now, they began to wear red robes. So they changed the color of their dress. What was the color of their dress? Red, red. Hinayana, yellow. Mahayana, red. Look at Dalai Lama. What color he wears? Red. It's maroon, but it's from the red family. So we can say they've started wearing red robes. Now, they introduced the concept called bodhisattvas. So when did the term bodhisattva come? It came with Kanishka only. They introduced the term called bodhisattva. So bodhisattva is a concept of Mahayana Buddhism. So what is bodhisattva? Bodhi means knowledge. Sattva means preacher. Anyone who preaches knowledge is called bodhisattva. And anyone who preaches knowledge, we call them as what? Teacher. So who were bodhisattvas? Bodhisattvas were teachers who taught their students to attain nirvana. Who taught their students to attain nirvana, even if their nirvana was delayed. So this is what we call them as bodhisattva. So can we say bodhisattva may be a nirvanic soul, may not even be a nirvanic soul, may or may not be. So who's a bodhisattva? A teacher who teaches the student to attain nirvana. My nirvana may be achieved or may not be achieved, but I teach my students to attain nirvana. They are called as what sattva? Bodhisattva. So this is what is about. They're introducing a concept because the teacher knows the path. So in this logic, can we put Buddha inside? Is Buddha a bodhisattva? Yes, Buddha is a bodhisattva. Will Ananda fall under the category of bodhisattva? Yes, Ananda never attained moksha. That's what the sources say. So, but Ananda taught his disciples to attain moksha. Which means if you put Ananda in this concept, Ananda is a bodhisattva. Likewise, there were many popular teachers of ancient India. We call them as bodhisattvas. Take down examples of bodhisattva. Number 1, Padmapani. I'm giving you some name. Padmapani is a name of a bodhisattva. Vajrapani, Manjushri, Avalokiteshvara. So these are all names of bodhisattvas of ancient India. So they are all bodhisattvas. You get any one in your prelims, ticket, they are bodhisattva. And this Padmapani and Vajrapani, they were painted in the Ajanta caves. They were painted in the Ajanta caves by the Guptas. So who painted them in the Ajanta caves? The Guptas. During the Guptan period, in the Ajanta caves, which two bodhisattvas were painted? Padmapani and Vajrapani. So Padma means lotus, a lotus holder. I think you would have seen a great painting in Ajanta cave. It's a very popular painting. That painting, that person belonging to that painting was Padmapani. So who was Padmapani? A teacher. See, they're depicting it like that. He was a bodhisattva, bodhisatta, Satta. Are you getting it? There are two pronunciations for that. Shall we go? And don't you think later these teachers also will be worshipped? When Buddha becomes God, gradually they also will worship. Avalokiteshvara and all signs like a Hindu name. Are you getting him? Later he became a Hindu god. So they're taking some elements of Hinduism also and they're putting it there and they're creating something. Have you seen this painting? This is Padmapani. It's all dull, but it's all damaged. But this is Padmapani. Vajrapani, the holder of Vajra, thunderbolt. Padmapani is a lotus bearer. He has a lotus in his hand, getting it a small lotus. So he is the Bodhisattva. Today they're painting it, they're redrawing it and all. But the original one is found at Ajanta. This is all the redrawn one. Getting it? How it might have looked. Because the paintings are all dull. The original version is this. These are all natural pigments were used. So today it's all faded. And we are not getting the clear one. So the painters have modified it and they tried to make sure that it might have been like this. I think today we have lots of technology to do it. So getting the color all faded away and all of them, because natural dyes. We'll do that with painting classes. So this is Padmapani. Are you getting it? This is how it would look. But not like this. It's all gone and it will be like this. Make a next heading. Hinayana. Yeah. Mahasanghikas will come from Mahayana. From there will be a split. From Hinayana there will be a split. We'll do that with art and culture. Yeah. Now we thought we are just Buddhism is born, they're just moving on. We'll break it further later. It'll all happen during medieval. Second council, a quarrel occurred and two groups were there. You're talking about the Mahasanghikas. Mahasanghikas are the Mahayana Buddhists. Don't you think so? Mahasanghikas were the one who altered Vinaya. So gradually the altered Vinaya people only were there during Ashoka. Are you getting it? So Ashoka convened a council where Abhidhamma was written, which means the altered Vinaya. They're called Mahasanghika. And who's Tera? Who left the council? They're the old people. So Ashwaghosa was a Tera. He's coming back again, which means that group was still existing. Now this Mahasanghika who became Mahayana, Mahayana got a split further. Hinayana got a split further. There are 64 sect today. 64 sect. There are 11 sect in Hinayana. Hinayana broke into 11. What is Hinayana? Buddha is a leader. From that you have a split. One will say he's a leader only, but he'll attain rebirth. He'll have rebirth. Are you getting it? When you go into the detail, we are like, my God, what are you all doing? How many things? Everyone, when a new leader comes, he'll break it. No, Buddha is a demigod. One will say Buddha is God. One will say Buddha is half God. One will say Buddha is a teacher with enlightened power, but teacher who will be born again. Lots of division. Now it's all that. So Mahasanghikas are Mahayana. This one, keep it like that. We'll do that split up later. But there is yet more some split to come. I'll do that with art and culture because medieval, we have to cross medieval for that. Clear? Now Hinayana. Make a heading Hinayana. Make the opposites. I'm not writing anything. You're going to make the opposite. Mahayana believe Buddha is God. Hinayana believe Buddha is a leader. So make a heading leader. Hinayana believe Buddha is a leader. Make the first point leader. Number 2. Did they believe in the rebirth of Buddha? They rejected the idea of rebirth. Yeah. They rejected the idea of rebirth and did not believe on them. They didn't believe. Buddha will never attain, he'll not be born again. Simple, because he's attained moksha. So they rejected the idea of rebirth and did not believe on it. Getting it? That's about. So did they believe the avatar theory? No, for them nothing. These are all, they were telling they are the duplicate, we are the original. They are the duplicate, we are the original. So they were telling, because how could Buddha be born again? So they're trying to do that. But the third one, yellow robes. What was the color of their dress? Yellow. It was a kind of a mustard yellow, but you can write yellow. Don't write mustard yellow and all. Never take a color with a reference. Parrot green. Green. Are you getting it? Never. To make us understand, I think we are all taking sky blue. We use the term, na? Bottle green. Are you getting it? Yeah. We take a reference and we take it. My mother used to say, Fanta orange. You know the drink Fanta, Miranda? My mother, whenever we say something, she'll like Fanta orange, not Miranda orange. I'm like, my God, there's a difference between both. My mother used to tell that women are more little bit sensible with colors. So I was really shocked when she told me. I was very young then. She told I wanted a Fanta orange. This I don't want a Miranda orange. She told go get me a blouse piece. Don't get Miranda orange. Get me a Fanta orange. First time I was like, Amma, really? They both are different. She said, fool, go buy it and come. So then I went to the store. I was looking at both of them, Fanta and Miranda, slight difference. Then you know who will get the beating from her. I bought both the bottles. I went and I told Anna, I want this color blouse only. The moment I gave, my mother was convinced. She was like, smart girl. She didn't know what all work I did to stop getting that beating. Color. See, it's all we take a reference, na? We take a reference of this. We'll do it. UPSC will not ask you. Yeah. There are multiple colors. We'll do that with painting. So that's what, you know, it's a kind, you would have seen some people here. In Delhi, you could see some monks wearing a mustard yellow robe. They're all Hinayana monks. Predominantly, you can see them in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, they'll wear that yellow robes. The red ones, Dalai Lama, they're all. So by looking at the dress, you'll know. So Brahmanas, now they'll wear white. Digambaras will be naked. Here Brahmanas, yeah, the white. Then Shvetambaras also white. Sannyasis and all the yogis will be in saffron. Mahayana will be in red. Hinayana will be in yellow. So they're distinguishing all the faith by its color. So everyone are getting a color, kind of a uniform. So that you look at the dress, you'll know that who they are. Initially, all used to wear orange, saffron. But how do you distinguish? So they're bringing some colors to tell that we are Hinayanists. So red robes. Next point. They introduce the concept of Hinayana. They introduce the concept of Shravaka. So Hinayana introduced the concept of Shravaka. So pull an arrow, who were Shravakas? Yeah. Shravakas, they were teachers. Shravakas were teachers who attained nirvana. Shravakas were teachers who have attained nirvana. They were teachers who have attained nirvana and taught their students to attain it. Are you getting the difference? Shravakas were teachers who have attained nirvana and taught their students to attain it. So 100% nirvana is a rule to become a Shravaka. But for a Bodhisattva, may or may not be. That's a small difference. So they believe that a person who has attained moksha can only teach you moksha. But Bodhisattvas say that no, Mahayana says, you know the path, you can teach it. It's not necessary you have to be onto it. So that's a difference between Mahayana and Hinayana. So I've given you 4 points. Have a look into it. Now understand how Buddhism went on. Now we are moving on to the next one, last one with Buddhism. With this we are done. The mudras of Buddhism. Take down the mudras. This is the last one. Mudras in Buddhism. So council, Tripitaka, and all of them. Gestures. So the first one we call it as Abhay Mudra. The first mudra is called Abhay. Abhay Mudra. So what does Abhay mean? In Pali, Abhay means fearlessness. Or in short, you can say fear not. So Abhay means fear not. The meaning of Abhay. So fear not. Getting it right, this also. Abhay Mudra was not blessing. Abhay Mudra was not blessing. I'll teach you, just write it. Mudra. Mudra are hand gestures. Buddha used to symbolize certain thing by doing some hand gestures. There are many mudras, but I'm going to teach you only 3 mudras. We are just GS, we learn only 3. Getting it? So what is Abhay Mudra? See, Buddha insisted on doing this mudra, the left palm near the thigh. Getting it? The right palm near the chest. Slightly bent like this. This is Abhay Mudra. Getting it? This is Abhay Mudra. So when someone is there, Buddha does this. What is Buddha symbolifying? Fear not. Don't fear. I'm your friend. When he saw Amrapali, Buddha did this. Whenever a slave was there, they got scared, Buddha did this. So what is Buddha trying to tell? Don't fear me. I am there with you. Fearlessness. But don't you think later, all Hindu gods, they do this? Don't you think? So what is this in Hinduism and other religion? Blessing. But did Buddha mean it as a blessing? It was not blessing according to Buddha. But don't you think with Mahayana Buddhism, it will become blessing? So after Buddha became God, Abhay Mudra became blessing. So write the next point. With Mahayana, it became a blessing. So with Buddha, it was not blessing. But with Mahayana, it became a blessing. This is Abhay Mudra. Yeah. Look at Dalai Lama, Mama, he'd be doing this. If you would have noticed it, people who know it, they do. The Buddhist monks used to do it. When you touch their feet and do that, they do this. Fear not. Or they do. Whenever he addresses a gathering, he does this. And Dalai Lama will do this particularly when he goes to Sri Lanka. Because Dalai Lama in Sri Lanka is seen as what? The leader. He is the Buddha. Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So Dalai Lama, when he goes to Sri Lanka, he's the leader. He's just a leader. He's like Mahakashyapa, Sabakami, Mogaliputta. He's a leader. And whenever he addresses a gathering there, he'll do this. Why? He's telling that just don't fear me. It's just a kind of a gesture what Buddha does. But today we don't fear anyone. It's not necessary that I do this to you because we live in a very different world. But it was a symbolic representation telling that do not fear anything in life. We are there. Don't not fear me. Don't fear anything in life. So you're taking prelims. Are you getting? Don't fear. Don't be scared. Things all will be fine. Are you getting it? So it was a mudra like that. That was Abhay Mudra. So they used to do it very normally. I'll show you the mudra. We'll write the second one. The second one is a common mudra, Dhyana Mudra. What is Dhyana Mudra? Meditating mudra. It's a mudra of meditation. It's a mudra of meditation. Dhyana Mudra, meditation mudra. So whenever the Brahmanas used to meditate, they used to sit in the ground, they used to do it like this. Have you seen, ma? They used to do it like this. This is the Dhyana Mudra for a Brahmana. But what does Buddha say? Sit on the ground, the left palm near the navel, the right palm above this. These two fingers, it should touch each other. Like a circle. Are you getting a kind of a triangle or a circle? So like this. This is Dhyana Mudra. So again, these two should touch each other. So this is what, when Buddha sits like this and closes his eyes, Buddha says this is for meditation. Than this, Buddha says this works more. See, it's how you take it. Some people, Hindus do a different mudra. I think today mudra culture is very much there. Acupuncture, the PowerPoint thing and all, they do something, pressing the point in the body. They do certain things. That's so. See, Indians, we always go with the body. We know that which part are you getting it's activated. There's a chakra here. There's a chakra here. Kundalini. Are you getting? There are many things. It's a belief system. We believe. So Buddha says this is there. Many statues of Buddha will have it. What is it saying? It's saying the mind, body, and the soul are getting connected. That's that's what meditation they do it. That's called the Dhyana Mudra. Could you see? Abhay Mudra. Simple one. Am getting it? Buddha statue. See? Abhay. Later when he's become God, it keeps changing. So this is the normal Abhay Mudra. Are you getting it? In Buddhism, I'm doing it with Buddhism. Because as I told you today, see? Hindu gods also have this. So there are many Abhay Mudra. This is Abhay Mudra. Clear? The effects of Abhay. Getting it? Abhay Mudra. This is Dhyana Mudra. Could you see? Could you see it here? Buddha holding it like a kind of a small circle it comes. Whenever Buddha meditates, this comes there. I think this is better. Could you see it, ma? I hope it's better. Just to give you an idea of how Dhyana Mudra. Today's statues all, today I've seen one Buddha lying down like this. Sleeping Buddha. That's all later. That's all current one. Buddha never gave this pose and all. One Buddha sitting like this, putting his hand in the knee and just, have you seen? Like this Buddha. If you go to this Karol Bagh market, I could see lots of Buddha like this. Buddha like this. No. That's all current one. Today people are doing that. Buddha was never into it. Now moving on to the next one. The third mudra. Bhumi Sparsha Mudra. The last one. Write it, then I'll teach you. It means touching the Mother Earth. It means touching the Mother Earth and symbolizing I surrender. Surrender what? surrender all my negativities. I surrender all my negativities and ask Mother Earth. And ask Mother Earth to witness my purity. To ask Mother Earth to witness my purity. So, what are these negativities? Negativities could be anger, could be envy, could be jealousy, could be ego, etc. Pride. There's a small philosophy here. With this, we are done Buddhism. Shall we go? What is Bhumi Sparsh Mudra? Touching the Mother Earth. See what does Buddha says? Mara. Remember Mara? Mara keeps troubling you. Mara will tempt you. Mara will give you all sorts of negativity. And whenever you have this negative feel of anger, so when you're angry, don't you think you will know it? Will you know or will I know? You. So take all the red ones, the negative ones: envy, pride, ego, jealousy, anger, attitude, or whatever negativities you have, you will only know. So Buddha says, whenever I'm negative, whenever you feel that negativity, which means who's dominating you? Mara. So immediately Buddha says, when you feel negative, immediately sit and do Bhumi Sparsh. So what is Bhumi Sparsh? You sit on the ground. You have to sit on the floor, and then the left palm near the stomach, near the navel. The right palm, it should touch the ground. That's it. If this is the land surface, it should touch like this. If this is the ground, it should touch. So that the middle finger touches the ground. So it should be like this. The left palm near the navel, the right palm near the ground. That's it. You have to touch and close your eyes. So when I'm negative, it is a belief that who takes all the negativity? Mother Earth sucks it out. She takes all the negativity from me. And all my negativity goes to Mother Earth. Which means, how will I be now? Pure. I'll be positive. Then asking Mother Earth, thank you so much. You've taken all my negativity. Mara has gone. Now I am pure. Now read it together. Touching the Mother Earth and symbolizing, I surrender. Mother Earth, I'm surrendering. What do I surrender to her? All my negativity. I put it very simple, so that you understand. Then asking the Mother Earth to witness my purity by telling Mara has gone. This mudra is called as what mudra? Bhumi Sparsh Mudra. It does, people who believe it works, people who do not believe it doesn't work. This is that Bhumi Sparsh Mudra. Here in the statue, it's not shown like he's touching the ground. Because statue, you'll have the designs and all. So, but actually, this is the Bhumi Sparsh Mudra. Could you see? Actually, he has to touch the ground. It's a statue, so you can't make a statue by touching the ground like this. Are you getting? In statue art also, there's some drawbacks there. So, when looking at this, ma'am, he didn't touch the ground. Are you getting? Because we have to place the statue somewhere in our home. So you can't mean it exactly. But this is the meaning of what mudra? Bhumi Sparsh Mudra. Could you see? See, in Jataka, there's a story. Buddha was once meditating. And this, who are they? The celestial nymphs. Ramba, Urvashi, Menaka, Tilotama. Some women in the sky. So they all were looking at Buddha. The Apsaras, yeah. The Apsaras. Are you getting? They were all looking at Buddha down, thinking, oh, you're meditating, we are coming down. And they all came down. Whenever I read this, I feel so bad, as if these three had no job, they were only to disturb men. That is how it was created. When you read the book in detail, she will disturb Vishwamitra, Menaka, one will disturb Indra. Whenever I read it, I'm like, see how women were portrayed at that point of time. That is how things were meant to be. So these three came to the land and they disturbed Buddha. Immediately when Buddha saw these three dancing and disturbing, Buddha did what? Bhumi Sparsh. It is there in one of the Jataka tale. There's a painting also on that. There's a famous, look at it. There's a painting also that, Buddha, leave them. Look at the mudra. Are you getting it? So what is Buddha trying to tell? You dance, you sing, you do whatever you want. I will not be deviated. I am very much what? Because you're negative. This is Mara. They're trying to seduce Buddha. Like this, we have lots of story. One king, he'll send some animals and all to threaten Buddha. These animals these are all in Jataka tale. There's lots of stories in Buddhism. Many interpretation. Ambedkar has written a book, Buddha and his Dhamma. He's written a book on Buddha, a different version of Buddhism. Everyone has written everything, So this is about that. Lots. See, this is actually wrong. When they are doing, Buddha did not do Dhyana Mudra. That is what. Are you getting? That's why, internet at times deviates us. But it's okay. You got the right one. We are done with Buddhism. So thorough it. The entire third chapter is over.